It's a repeat of the 2020 grand finale of the IPL, and I cannot wait for this one to get going. DC versus the Mumbai Indians, both these sides third and fourth on the table at this point, and it should be an absolute humdinger of a match because you've got two teams that are nicely coming into form as well. Mumbai have won 2 out of their last 2 after losing that first game on the opening night. DC have won 2 out of 3 as well, and they've got that juggernaut rolling, a great win in their last encounter versus the Punjab Kings. But when you look at the head-to-head as well between these two sides, it's pretty tight. You look at the record since 2018, it's still Mumbai Indians that edge it, but they're getting closer and closer, DC. They've got the youngsters are gaining in experience, and this could be one of the sides to beat as they go deep into the competition as well. So let's just take a look first up at the key battles for this encounter, and then I'll take you into the probable 11s where I could see a couple of changes coming in terms of where they're playing, because DC have now moved away from Mumbai and they're playing in Chennai. So let's take a look first up at the key battles for tonight. The cricktips.com top battle for today has to be up at the top, Prithvi Shaw versus Trent Bolt. We've seen this battle unfold before 3 out of 3 times, though we've seen Trent Bolt shape it back in. He goes through the gate of Prithvi Shaw, wraps him on the pads. Can Prithvi Shaw make enough of a change? Has Ricky Ponting worked enough with the young man? Because we're seeing a very different Prithvi Shaw in this IPL, and I can't wait for this battle to get going. The left armer Trent Bolt up against Prithvi Shaw, because the numbers stack up against Prithvi at the top of the order. The other key battle to watch out for, this is going to be a top battle. Ishan Kishan, who's been superb ever since that debut for Team India as well, he comes up against the double dose of Anrich Nortje and Kagiso Rabada as well. It will be a big question mark as to whether they go with Nortje and Rabada or they stick with Chris Woakes. But if they do play these two quicks, Ishan Kishan loves the ball coming onto the bat with rapid pace as well. He's got no problems. He strikes it at over 170 versus both these men, 200 plus versus one of them as well, and that's why the exciting battle up at the top of the order for Mumbai could be Ishan Kishan, the left-hander, up against the two quicks of the mighty Delhi Capitals lineup, those two South Africans. So those were your two big top battles for this encounter, and maybe Shikhar Dhawan at the top with Prithvi Shaw should have a big influence because he's gone well versus his old team Mumbai Indians in the past as well. But let's take you through the probable 11s, because given that DC are moving away and coming to Chennai now for the first time, we could see a change come in there. Amit Mishra, the wily old fox, he's played plenty in Chennai. He will get the ball to grip. It's a slower surface. It's a lower surface that offers turn. So Delhi could replace Lukman Meriwala with Amit Mishra, and maybe this is how they could line up. Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw at the top of the order. Steven Smith, do they go with him or do they bat thinner and keep the likes of Chris Woakes in there and also go with Anrich Nortje? That's the question mark. Rishabh Pant, Marcus Stoinis, Lalit Yadav, Chris Woakes, Ravichandran Ashwin, Kagiso Rabada, Avesh Khan and Amit Mishra. So the big question mark is Stokes versus Anrich Nortje, or do they replace Steven Smith for Nortje if they want the extra pace option? Mumbai Indians, on the other hand, have won 2 out of 2 coming into this match, but they could make that one change. Let's just take you back to the grand final of 2020. Left-handers in DC, what do? They bring in Jayant Yadav. They actually drop Rahul Chahar, who was bowling beautifully at the time, and that's just a tactical move of brilliance from Rohit Sharma. And maybe they might bring the off-spinner back in, especially given that they're playing in Chennai as well. So the Mumbai Indians lining up for me the same way as they have, except for that one potential change, which could mean that they only play 3 overseas players. We've seen it before with the Mumbai Indians, and they've succeeded with the depth of their Indian stars. So there you have it, a repeat of the 2020 grand finale. It's 3rd versus 4th on the table. It's the Mumbai versus Delhi battle, and we know it's a big battle between the two metro cities. It's Rohit Sharma up against the youngster Rishabh Pant, and it's going to be a superb battle, you would think, in Chennai for the first time, Delhi, and that for me gives the Mumbai Indians the slight edge in this contest.